Welcome to the Oakley Podcast, Trucking Business and Family. My name's Jeremy Kellett. I'm Director of Recruiting here at Oakley Trucking, and I'm your host for this podcast. On today's episode, I have got a gentleman that is a true legend in the world of custom trucks. I mean, you see these good-looking trucks that's got all these custom things done to it. Well, chances are Shop Mafia had something to do with it. And he's the owner of Four State Trucks, the mind behind Guilty by Association Truck Show, man that has years ago turned trucking around for a positive effect. Bryan Martin. Bryan, how are you today, man?
Hey, man, doing good. Thanks for having me on. I don't think we've done this in a long while.
No, we haven't. It's you've got to. I know a little bit about your story, but I really, this podcast is mainly for Oakley owner operators, but we branch out for everybody else, to listen. But we try to get some really good, positive people on this episode, on this podcast that have made huge impacts in the trucking business, and you have. I remember your show coming out years ago, and I thought, look at this, man. This is pretty neat, and they're in Joplin, Missouri. But let's to get things started off, tell us a little bit about Bryan Martin and his history.
Well, my whole family was involved in trucking when I was a kid, whether they were mechanics, whether they worked at the parts store. My dad and my uncle actually both individually owned some small truck stops here in southwest Missouri, or they were owner-operators or drivers. My whole family, like so many people in our industry, was just kind of immersed in trucking. It's all I ever wanted to do since I was old enough to remember, and I just, people would ask me, like, man, did you want to be a driver or you want to be a mechanic? Or I didn't really care. Just as long as I was around these nasty old diesel semi-trucks, it really didn't much matter to me. So I started here at Four State Trucks in 86 for all practical purposes, maybe 1985, as a mechanic doing, just wheel seals and air conditioners and clutches and stuff. And then things changed there where I kind of got a few years into that, got pulled up to the parts room. And that's just kind of where it stuck, was slinging parts across the counter and running interference for the shop and buying and selling trucks and all the other hoopla that comes with being a junior peewee business owner at that time, working for my great uncle, which soon retired not too long after I got on the scene. And then, Four State Trucks just kind of evolved from a parts store, used truck lot, and service center to a salvage yard and everything that I just listed. And we did that right up till 2016, but somewhere there in the 90s, a few of our customers talked us into selling some chrome and accessories. They said, Bryan, we need a few bumpers, we need some quarter fenders, some sun visors, some stacks and stuff like that. And boy, just as soon as we stepped out into chrome and accessories here at Exit 4, man, our clientele and our customers were hungry for it. And you go 5 or 6 years down the road, chrome and accessories was our number one product offering, and salvage and used truck sales and service just slowly kind of took a back seat to chrome and eventually customizing trucks. And you kind of speed through the decades, and here we are. We've got, Chrome Shop Mafia, which is kind of a fun community, I guess we'll call it, that started here at Four State Trucks. We got a install shop here and custom shop where anybody, owner, operator, driver, can pull in here and get fenders, toolboxes, stacks put on well for a fair price. We got a big website, modern, fourstatetrucks.com. We send stuff all over the country for sure, and certain parts of the world at some point during any given week. And it's come a long way since 1986. There's 150 people works here at Four State Trucks, and it takes all of them doing what they do to kind of keep the machine moving and get customers serviced and hopefully service them well to where they come back again and again. But
you live around there too, Bryan?
born and raised in Joplin, and I now reside in Oklahoma. But of course, 4 state trucks. Oklahoma's 4 miles away. Kansas is literally 4 miles away from Joplin. And then Arkansas is probably more like 20-some miles, 25, 30 miles away. But I actually live in Oklahoma, but we do all of our shopping, church, working, and groceries. We do all that in Joplin.
Okay. All right. Got a family?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Got 3 daughters and a stepson. The stepson works in the business here. My oldest daughter, her husband works here. And then everybody else works outside businesses. But most of my kids stayed close to Joplin. One went to Kansas City, and they're all doing well. You know, I'm a proud papa for sure.
Good for you. That sounds like a great family. What do you do? What do you do on the weekends or when you time off? You get any?
I'm telling you, I tell people, and I could have said this for the last 20 years. I do not run 4 state trucks. It runs me. But any little bit of time we get off, we do a lot of things with family. I have lots of extended family events throughout the year. We're not one that just has one big family reunion every year, every other year. We'll get together 5 or 6 times. And then the wife and I have kind of, I don't know, really took a liking to a RV motorhome.
Okay.
Kind of cruising across the country in the motorhome. And I like that scene. I like the people you meet and the places you can go. And, you know, the campgrounds are usually always a fun vibe and really relaxed. So if we do get time off, we jump in the motorhome and then we'll go to a music festival or some off-the-wall gathering somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sounds like a good time. Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer strives to take care of our owner-operators as quickly and accurately as possible. As a family-owned and operated company, they understand and value the importance of relationships just like we do. That is why Oakley owner-operator Joe Williams continues to return to their shop for service on his truck.
I've been with Oakley Trucking for 2 years in this April, first-time owner-operator. It was a shock, the maintenance and the repairs on it, because I've never done anything like this before. And I told my wife, I said, I'm going to try that Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer, you know, because they're so convenient. They're right there off the interstate, right down the road from Oakley Trucking. And I talked to Nathan, and being an owner-operator, he tries to get the owner-operators in and out as quick as possible because he knows if we're not rolling, we're not making money. If they tell me they can get my truck in at a certain time, they get it in at a certain time. If they tell me, well, it'll be ready at this time, it's ready at that time. So I can really count on them. They're competitive with anybody around, probably better than most.
Next time your truck needs service, give Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer a call at 501-568-2185 and let them know you heard it here on the Oakley Podcast. This, I remember you mainly from that Trick My Truck TV show that come out. I don't even remember what channel that came out on.
The Country Music Television.
Oh, was it? CMT. Yep. Okay. Yep. No wonder. Yeah. I watched. I used to watch a lot of that. So. But I remember y'all coming out with those trucks, and it was such something new that nobody had ever done. If they'd done it, nobody saw how it was done. And the way y'all did it and reconstructing about a whole truck and making it just look so customized and awesome. Is that what propelled you, that TV show, or were you already doing good before that?
Well, we were already pretty well known, I guess, amongst regional truckers up here in let's say the surrounding 8 or 9 states. But, when we did Trick My Truck, that was basically a prime time 30-minute commercial every Friday night for at least 3 years. We did 4 seasons. And it was a great thing for notoriety, and it really did a lot for Shop Mafia and a lot of good also for 4 state trucks. But, it was such a neat project to be part of. Nobody, for the most part, expects to see or hear themselves on television, and we got the privilege to do that, and it was fun. It had its downfalls, but there were a lot more positive, kind of interesting, fun, rewarding aspects of it than there was aggravation, I'll call it.
Yeah, I bet TV can be a little challenging for sure.
Yeah. It's I learned one thing because I was naive, like maybe most of us, and I thought reality TV was reality TV. I used to sit around and watch those. I was a fan of those repo shows where they'd go repo the airplane or the boat or the car or whatever, and man, I'd just be on the edge of my seat.
Yeah.
And once you've been exposed to the other side of it, it is anything but reality. Like there is like no aspect of reality almost at all, other than maybe like the basic storyline. But it's really interesting. Everything has to be done 3 and 4 times so that they can put the film together and make it look right and high quality from all different angles and all different aspects. But reality TV is not always as real as it seems.
Who did they come up with who come up with the name Chrome Shop Mafia?
Now, Chrome Shop Mafia, believe it or not, we had that before the TV show.
Okay.
And the TV show was they had the storyline, a trucker that's down on his luck, gets a helping hand, and rides off into the sunset. I mean, that sums it up in a nutshell.
Yep.
And then they were looking for a crew that they felt like would be good candidates for the TV show. And I guess they had looked quite a few places and just were striking out. And then they went to a truck show in Reno, Nevada, where I was at, and so was Rod Pickett Custom Trucks. And they came to that show and started asking truckers that had entered their truck in the event. I said, hey, if you had a truck and you wanted to get it customized, where would you take it? And the story goes, after about the second or third driver, one trucker said, well, yes, you ought to just go talk to those 2 guys right there. And that pointed over at Rod and I, and that is literally how it came about. Like it was just a right place, right time, or wrong place, right time, however you want to say it. But total coincidence is how we kind of fell into that.
That's a pretty neat story right there for sure.
Yeah.
It's y'all specialize in, what would you say, everything, Bryan, as far as when it comes to customizing these trucks?
Yeah. 4-State has grown and expanded a lot over the years. Not only do we have full-line chrome and accessories, and we have a lot of custom parts that you don't find at, for lack of a better word, like the truck stops or the smaller chrome shops that just don't have an expansive showroom or warehouse. So we do offer a lot more in the way of accessories than your typical chrome shop. But we've also got a lot of mechanical parts. We sell turbochargers and manifolds and batteries and airbags and shocks and a lot of the fundamental maintenance things to keep these trucks and trailers going. And then here anymore, the last 15 years, we've got collision parts. So if you've, somebody's backed into you, or you hit a deer, or you tore a mirror off on a tree branch or something, you can get all the factory replacement aftermarket parts to put your truck back in working order at 4-State as well. So we've really broadened our line. With chrome, I would still say definitely be in the forte accessories, but there's a whole bunch of parts outside of that now that we keep in stock and fix people up with those pretty regularly too.
Yeah, I went to your website earlier and was looking, and it just had every make of truck and parts, and just scrolling through there that you could order all kinds of stuff. But y'all do everything right there in Joplin. I guess you got how many bays, how many shops you got?
Well, we've got a great big old store here. It's probably not the biggest chrome shop I've ever seen, but it's close. It's definitely in the top 3 or 4 that I've seen in the country. We've got a 4-bay shop where we do installs. I've only got 3 full-time mechanics installing. And then really our worst-kept secret is our warehouse here in Joplin's way over 100,000 square feet. And, there's 40, 45 people work just in the warehouse. They ship hundreds, plural, of orders a day.
Wow. And
they receive multiple trailer loads of product a day. If what goes out must come in and replenish our inventory. But the internet, the call center, we have 13 people just answering phones from drivers like your owner-operators to garages, body shops, small fleets, medium fleets, restoration shops, all different people call in. And then, of course, our store here in Joplin, we'll see 100, 120 people a day park, get out, come inside the store. We'll get 5 or 6 trucks a day in the shop, you know. Some of them are here for an hour. Some of them are here for 2 or 3 days. We don't really do the great big full makeovers like you saw 15 years ago on Trick My Truck. Most of what we do is, you know, a guy's got a vision for his truck, and he's got a budget of you fill in the blank, and then he'll bring it in. And, you know, we do a lot of, I call them like just a light cosmetic makeover. Guy buys a used truck, and, you know, he wants the bumper, the sun visor, the stacks, the rear fenders, the duct plate, the rear light bar or mud flaps. We kind of do all that. And then we do a driver's seat, steering wheel, and a shift knob, you know, and he feels like he's got his own personalized machine. We do a lot of upfits like that.
That's I've seen a lot of trucks like that too. Because they buy a truck, they want to personalize it, just like
Absolutely.
Just like I do with my pickup. You know, I want to
Right.
personalize it a little bit, something different than everybody else. So you deal a lot with independent contractors, I guess.
Oh, for sure. It's it's definitely our core customer segment, and who we see the most often up here is owner operators. Company drivers are no stranger. Like, they're aware of us, they know of us, they stop in. But of course, if you're driving a company truck, you're gonna stop at lug nut covers or something that, you know, doesn't break the bank, or something you could take with you when you leave.
Yeah, you don't want to put too much on that company truck.
Right. Yeah.
What kind of different builds are you seeing now that's popular? Can you give our listeners something that maybe, whether it's something that's coming back, that this is popular now, or hey, this looks really good, nobody's ever done this, or anything like that stand out?
Yeah, it's kind of like everything goes in cycles, you know. If you go back to the 90s and early 2000s, it was all chrome and stainless and everything like that. Then you get into 2005, 2015, you know, it was paint everything. I mean, you paint your grill, you paint your visor, you paint your fuel tanks to match your truck, and color was hot. And then the chrome was not as prevalent. Well, now, largely, chrome and stainless is back. And man, the trick lighting, the color changing LEDs where, you know, they can be amber through the day, but amber through the night, but if you park, you can turn them blue or green or purple. Underglow to light up the ground under your truck is very popular. All kinds of custom LED headlights for just about every make and model of truck is really trendy right now. But that's kind of some of the initial things. As these trucks get so curvaceous, so aerodynamic, they get more and more difficult to customize because you can only bend metal so many different directions before you reach some limitations, whether it's in the metal or, you know, how much can you spend shaping this piece of metal to fit a very aerodynamic truck. So it's getting a little bit more challenging to do things to these late model aerodynamics, but there's still a whole lot of life left in customizing trucks, even beyond the chrome and stainless, which we kind of use loosely. You know, a lot of what we sell is chrome-plated plastic, and it's been that way for 15 years, you know, as the grills, the mirrors, so much trim, headlight bezels on these trucks has been chrome-plated plastic for 20 years, and it still holds up really well. You know, it's amazing what a grill on a aerodynamic Kenworth, what it will endure being chrome plastic and still look pretty doggone good 7 or 8 years into it.
Do you spend a lot of time still in the designing part of customizing things, or you do much of that anymore?
No, I meet with Jimmy, my shop foreman up here, and Michael, kind of our lead shop tech. I mean, every week for sure. We see each other 4 or 5 times a day in passing, and I'll make it a point to go through the shop and kind of see what's going on and quiz them a little bit about what they're doing and have they thought about this, have they thought about that. I've still got a lot of customers that like to have me involved maybe before they sign off on their their shop job and like, well, what would you do? What do you think here? What, like you're saying, what's trendy, something that everybody ain't doing? Because as you mentioned earlier, every owner-operator wants his truck to be different than his buddy's truck.
Yep.
So it's a constant, in a fun way, keeping up with the Joneses and giving each rig like the owner's personality. So, yeah, I'm still involved in it, but not as intimately, as I was many years ago.
Tell me about the truck show. You guys got a big truck show you put on every year, right?
Right. We founded the Guilty by Association Truck Show some years ago. 15, 16 years ago, I'll say. And it was an annual event from its starting point up until the 10th annual Guilty by Association Truck Show. At our first show, we had, I think, 33 trucks, invitation only. It was a one-day show, and it was a lot of fun. We kind of got the bug, so we started doing it every year, and it just wasn't any time till we were seeing hundreds of trucks every September. So after the 10th one, it got so big, to be honest with you. It was like a small county fair. Like it just took a tremendous amount of orchestration, planning, and volunteers, as well as extra paid staff to execute it and execute it well. And my brother and I, we're sticklers we want to go as smooth as something like that can. And we want it to get noticeably bigger and better every single year. So after the 10th one, we went to a every other year format. And we're, easy way to remember, we're odd years. So 2025 is GBAT's year. 2027 will be the next one, 2029, and so on. So every other September, with this year, the 25th, 26th, 27th. So if you don't have a calendar, last fall weekend in September, we do Thursday night, all day Friday and Friday night, all day Saturday and Saturday night. But this is the year for the GBATs in Joplin.
Is it a competition show too? Do y'all judge, or is it just, hey, bring out your best looking truck and show it off?
It's a working man's show. Now, we will have a few trailer ponies here, professional show trucks, but you know what? Hey, we all like looking at them as much as the next guy, and you got to admire whether you think it's far-fetched or silly or what. I mean, who doesn't like looking at a $250,000 really ain't all that unusual anymore. Your base truck's going to cost $220.
Right.
We haven't even customized it yet. But let me rephrase that. Who doesn't enjoy looking at a $500,000 or $600,000 fully tricked out, blinged out from the top to bottom, inside and out truck? We'll have 3 or 4 or 5 of those, but we'll have 800 working show trucks, and so many times,
wow.
And I can't emphasize this enough. I'll tell a customer, man, you ought to come to the show in September. Oh, I ain't ready. Mine ain't good enough. God, I just wouldn't fit in. I'll come up there in my pickup. No, take it to the truckomat. Come over here and park it, fall in, and have fun. Yeah. Whether you get a 1987 or a 2017 model truck, it don't matter. If you're proud of it and you make a living with it, come over here and hang out. If we have 800 trucks, which we dang near have had, 797 was our biggest year, and that was 2021.
Wow.
If we have 797, there is 700 of them are just good old honest working semis.
Yeah, that's a good opportunity for them all to get together and talk and exchange ideas and truck ideas and everything.
Exactly. Our show is not competitive. It's more about the gathering and the camaraderie. Here's how we judge our show, Jeremy. We do every truck that enters, so every participant gets 2 votes. He can vote for his favorite bobtail and his favorite combo.
Okay. That's
it. Plus, we'll have people's choice, which people can just come up and cast their written vote. You can also vote online on our GBATS app. We do have a truck show app.
Okay.
And then we just tally up the votes, and that's who wins. We do have, like, Kenworth will give out an award for, we'll call it their favorite Kenworth, something like that. But it's a very lightly judged show. Sometimes we'll have some spoof kind of fun and games awards, baldest tires, or who came the least amount of miles to be here. We'll dream up a few of those every year just to keep it fun and kind of knock the edge off. But it's certainly not a a cleaning contest. We don't have a panel of 13 judges that goes from truck to truck. There's a place and time for that. I don't want to take away anything from those type shows, but ours is very casual.
Yeah. Y'all got entertainment at it too?
Oh, yeah. We'll have a demo derby on Thursday night that every participant gets in free. We'll have a big stunt. It's probably going to be motocross, Evel Knievel type stuff on Friday, followed by a full-blown truck and tractor pull with pro semis on the docket. We'll do fireworks after that. And then Saturday's really a day that all the drivers love. We'll have the world's largest convoy for Special Olympics. Any driver that donates 100 bucks can put his truck in the convoy, and we usually have about 500 more or less. We'll convoy through Joplin, end up downtown, and then we'll have a big music act in concert down there. Last year, we had Aaron Tippin, Colin Ray, and Sammy Kershaw. This year is still undecided, but I should be able to lock that down this month. We've got a lot of offers out, and just need somebody to sign on the dotted line so we can lock the Saturday night country music and kind of start working on the smaller details, you might say.
That sounds like a great weekend.
It's
bring their family out and hang out there.
When I started going to truck shows all those many years ago, it was a great show for truckers. You enter your truck, you park, you whip out the lawn chair, and you sit by your truck for a couple of days and tell stories. But it didn't give anything for Mama to do. It didn't give anything for the youngins to do, or your granddad or your uncle. And everybody has something to do here at GBATS. There is just a host of entertainment all through the day, and then especially each evening.
That sounds like a great weekend. End of September, huh?
Yep, 25, 26, and 27.
You know, isn't it great to get with truck drivers in general? I mean, I think, and I always say on this podcast, the public just don't know what they're missing. If you don't know a truck driver, or take an opportunity to meet a truck driver and get to know them a little bit, how down to earth they are and how much they care about, you know, their job and what they're doing. I just, you know, and I can tell that's kind of what you do, is get them together, because you've been around it your whole life.
I love it. I feel comfortable out there on the show lot. I've got the chance this last year to go to more shows than I have maybe the 5 years prior. And it's whether it's a small show with 40 trucks or 100 trucks, the vibe on the show lot is always fun. Guys like you and I and all your listeners are just going to have a ball. There's probably from now till almost October, there's a truck show or two or three about every weekend. And if you get a chance to attend them, they're always a good time, whether you stay 3 hours or stay a couple of days and a night. There's a lot of brotherhood in the industry that is gone from a lot of industries out there. And it's still there at these grassroots fairground type truck shows. It's very much there, and you can almost leave your truck unlocked, and you're just not going to have a lot of trouble at these things. It's really makes you feel good to be an American.
Yeah, it does. It does. Well said right there.
At Aero Truck Sales in Springfield, Missouri, they take the hassle out of buying and selling semi-trucks. No matter the manufacturer, the style of cab, or the type of engine under the hood, they can make you a fair offer on your semi-truck with no games or gimmicks. They carry trucks from all the major manufacturers in the trucking industry and perform a thorough inspection of every truck on their lot to ensure safety and quality and give you confidence that you're getting a reliable truck that will last you for years at a price that you can afford. Aero has partnered with Oakley Trucking and the Oakley Podcast for years and are proud to provide our owner-operators with trucks that meet Oakley's qualifications and each owner-operator's specific needs. So whether you're a first-time owner-operator or just looking for a change of scenery, give Keith Wilson a call at 573-216-6047 and let them know you heard it here on the Oakley Podcast.
Last thing, I guess, here, what's next, you know, for Bryan Martin and Four State Trucks and Chrome Shop Mafia crew? Yeah,
we just want to have one more customer tomorrow than we had today. Yeah, so we want to keep the growth going on the customer side. We do have a store now in Dallas, Texas. So here 2 years ago, we were able to merge with Elite Truck Accessories in Dallas down there on Irving Boulevard. We've got up in Remington, Indiana, I-65 Truck and Accessories is now an authorized dealer for us. So I think maybe in that regard, maybe we'll expand our footprint through merging with other businesses and bringing them into the 4-State Trucks family, or keep expanding our authorized dealer where you can go to another location, maybe closer to your headquarters in Joplin, and you can order your bumper from 4-State or your stack kit from 4-State, and it'll show up there at that authorized dealer in a week or so. Probably some different things like that. And then just trying to sharpen the old axe and get better at what we do, get your parts to you faster, in better condition so that the freight companies are, the LTL freight companies and even UPS. We've all seen the videos. Sometimes they treat these packages like they're suitcases at the LaGuardia airport. And so, we want to take measures to get this stuff there timely and undamaged and just give everybody a better experience. We want to give them, I guess, the Amazon experience, like no muss, no fuss. It'll be there when it'll be there, and not have to call 7 times checking on it or wondering what's going on. So there'll be a lot of that on the back end. But on the front end, we just want to keep expanding our footprint with our customers and locations.
Well, it sounds good. It sounds like you guys, you especially, Bryan, have been doing things right for a long time. And you can tell just by having a conversation with you, you're passionate about it. You're passionate about your business. You're passionate about truck drivers. And that goes a long ways. People, they can see through somebody that's not passionate real quick.
Right.
So, it's good that you have that. Anything else you'd like to add? What about, I know everybody may know, but tell us location again and website.
We're right up here in Joplin, Missouri, just off Interstate 44. Everybody knows where the Big Petro's at. We're at that exit just across the street from the Pilot and the Wendy's. Got loads of tractor-trailer parking, which is something that you don't see at every chrome shop. But, right up here in Joplin, easy in, easy out. We're open 8 to 5 weekdays. We're open till 3 o'clock on Saturday. One thing that's kind of neat about us, like if you're needing something that we offer and you're not going to be up here till 10 p.m. or you're only going to be in Joplin on Sunday, don't let that deter you. Call up here and talk to one of the folks. And we've got now 8 drop boxes out front. It looks like it's a very unusual sight, but we've got 8 big van boxes out front, numbered 1 through 8. We can leave your parts out there. You can pay with a credit card. We'll give you a combination to the padlock that's unique to you, and you can pick it up at your leisure, even if we're not here. And we use those van boxes. They're full almost every night, but that's something we come up with many years ago that's really paid off, and let an owner-operator work around his schedule and not just our schedule.
Oh, yeah, very interesting, for sure.
Yeah.
Good idea. You're claiming that idea, aren't you?
I saw it here first. I saw it here first with 4-State Trucks. I said I won't rip a good idea if I think it makes sense. But that one actually did start here when I had an old drum box, like the explosive trucks have, mine the sleeper. I had 2 or 3 of those, and I said, let's just put them out front, let these guys pick up their parts, after hours. And that really went well.
That's good. Well, man, I appreciate you doing this podcast with us.
Yes, sir.
I really do. It means a lot. I know our listeners are going to love to hear from you. I will get, if any of our listeners have questions or something for you, I'll tell them to just send it to me, and I'll forward it on to you. How's that?
Yeah, and maybe we do this once a quarter or something if it merits your listener base, and we'll just kind of play it by ear.
Yeah, and let me know if you hear anybody coming in there saying, I heard you on the Oakley Podcast, Bryan.
All right.
We'll
do it, and then we'll surely see you up here in September.
Okay, man. Sounds good. Hey, I appreciate everybody listening to the Oakley Podcast. Once again, bring you a great episode. Bryan Martin of 4-State Trucks up in Joplin, Missouri. Y'all go by there and check him out. Buy you some parts from him. He'd be glad to visit with you, I'm sure. It sounds like he's there every day working hard. So appreciate you them doing it, and I appreciate everybody listening to the Oakley Podcast. We'll talk to you next week.